Hello and welcome back to Clues by Sam. We have a tricky one today. If you don't know what Clues by Sam is, it is a logic puzzle game where you have 20 people on a board and each of them may give you a clue, and that clue may help you to figure out who is a criminal and who is an innocent, and you don't need to do any guessing. Now, let's get started for today. First of all, we have Tyler. Tyler is telling us that if Gus is a criminal, then so am I. But I'm no criminal. So Gus is an innocent, and Gus is telling us that both criminals above Will are connected. Both criminals above Will. So we know there's two criminals above Will, and Carol cannot be one of them because she will be separated from Lisa. So Carol is an innocent. And we also know that Lisa and Paula are both criminals. Now Carol's telling us that Tyler and Zach have an equal number of innocent neighbors. Tyler is here and Zach's here, and they have an equal number of innocent neighbors. So far, it can be 2 at max. Lisa's telling us that Austin and Keith have only one innocent neighbor in common. Where's Austin? Here. And the neighbors Austin and Keith have in common are Emma and Flora. And what's the rest of the clue? Only one innocent neighbor in common. So one of these two has to be an innocent. And Paula is telling us that Austin has more innocent than criminal neighbors. Okay, so we know that Austin has one innocent and one criminal neighbor here. So Barb has to be a innocent so that the innocents are in larger numbers. Right? Now, Barb's telling us that only one of the 5 criminals neighboring Keith is Tyler's neighbor. So we know that Keith is here. And that he has 5 criminal neighbors among the 8 total that he has. And only one of them is Tyler's neighbor, who is here. So we have 1 criminal and 1 innocent here. Same logic as Austin's. Now, let's count the total. It's 5 total criminals. So we have Lisa, Paula, one of these, 3, one of these, 4, and the 5th one has to be Joyce. Now, don't need this clue anymore, I think. I don't need this clue anymore. Now Joyce is telling us there's an odd number of criminals neighboring Barb. Since we know that one of these people is a criminal, and there cannot be any criminals neighboring her to the right, Austin has to be an innocent, or else we would have 2 criminals total, and that's an even number. So Austin is an innocent. Okay. Now Austin's telling us I have more criminal neighbors than Dennis. So Dennis doesn't have any criminal neighbors. Isaac is an innocent. No need this clue anymore. Now Isaac's telling us that row 1 has more innocents than any other row. And we know there's 3 innocents in row 2, so Dennis has to be an innocent too. Now, Dennis is telling us that Tyler has more criminal neighbors than Barb. So we know that Tyler has 2 criminal neighbors because Barb has only 1. And one of those criminal neighbors is here, so Vance has to be the other one. Good. Now Vance is telling us that I have more criminal than innocent neighbors. And so far, Vance has 2 criminal neighbors and 2 innocent neighbors. So Will has to be a criminal too. Good. And we can solve this one, I think. Tyler and Zach have an equal number of innocent neighbors. Tyler has 1 innocent neighbor only. So Zach has to have 1, which can only be Ruby. And we don't need this clue anymore. Now, Will is telling us that Joyce and Megan have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Where's Joyce? Joyce has 5 neighbors total, 2 criminal, 2 innocent. And Megan has 3 innocent neighbors. So Keith has to be an equal number of criminal neighbors. So Keith has to be an innocent. Now Keith is telling us there's an equal number of criminals in rows 3 and 4. Row 4 has 2 criminals and 2 innocents. So row 3 has to have another innocent, which can only be Megan. And Megan's telling us that there are 13 innocents in total, all over the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. But we also know there's 2 more here, so 12. And Zach has to be an innocent to total 13. Now Zach's telling us that Vance and Flora have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Vance has 3 criminal neighbors, so Flora has to have 3 as well. Emma has to be criminal then, and Flora herself an innocent. Now Flora is telling us there are more criminals in column A than B. Column A has 2 criminals, and column B has only 1 so far, but if Olivia is a criminal, then both columns will have the same number of criminals. So column A has to have Noah as a criminal too, and Olivia an innocent. And we are done. That was quick, and we have an all green in less than 7 minutes. It's cool. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back tomorrow with our... Is it medium difficulty for Fridays? I think so. So see you tomorrow.